and welcome to the Gothic Unicorn. This time I am in 1/48 scale mode. It's advent calendar time and I can't share it yet, and I would love to start working on some of them. In fact, I might, but I can't share them with you this week. So instead we're going to be working on the Last Breath In build, and I think I'm going to try and get that roof done so that at least the house property looks like it should do. Now I've got the house here and it's looking quite good. A lot of detail on the front of this, and obviously the attic is very exposed because the roof isn't there. So I'm going to be putting together the roof, which means, unfortunately, shingling. And that's what I'm not looking forward to. I'm going to be honest. The roof itself isn't a problem. I've actually got my piece of roof here. It's been painted on the inside. It needs to be painted on the outside, and then it just needs to be stuck together. And it really is going to be simple. I'm not going to do it on camera because it has to be held at the specific angles and I haven't got enough hands. And then obviously front, and I've got my window which will fit in like that, ready to go. And that's going to look pretty good once it's all lined up and in the right places. So I'm going to start off by sticking it together, and then we're going to start on the shingles. I think I might do the first few layers of shingles, then put the window in and go from there. But I have been working on the shingles, and all that I've got are some 1/4 inch strips of cardstock. This is 180 GSM. I don't want anything too heavy because it'll look too out of scale. They're going to be big shingles. They're going to be about 1 foot square. Realistically, I don't want to go smaller than that. And then I'm going to stick these on, and I have got them scored. So I've actually got a little line to divide them all up. And once I go over it with the paint and a wash coat in particular, that will be a bit more visible, I hope. I think that's how I did the last one. I can't really remember, it's been a while, but yeah, time to get sticking. My roof is stuck together and it has had a base coat of the darker grey that I'm using. Now, none of this should actually be visible, but I've just put a coat on just in case. And as you can see, I've actually started putting my shingles into place, and at the moment I don't think it's really obvious that they've actually been marked so they look like individual shingles, but hopefully once it's done that will change. Now, I had got a little bit of a difference in height between the sides and the front. Doesn't show when the house is on the roof, but so that all my shingles lined up, I put the sides on and then I attach the front piece a bit over the edge so that it will keep the lines nice and straight around the roof. Now, I'm not going to bother shingling the back because it's not going to be visible with this being a flat back, but you could obviously do that. And all I've got to do now is stick lots and lots of pieces of this onto here. And all I'm doing is I'm going to line it up over the edge of the one. We will put that one up there. I'm going to get some glue. You could put the glue onto the shingles, but because I have bits overhanging, I just prefer to do it like this. Personal preference, I guess. And then I'm just going to stick this over the top, like so. Now I'm just going to clear off the excess glue. Fingernail is great for this, or you can use the toothpick. And then at this end, I'm just going to cut this piece to roughly the right angle. Doesn't have to fit perfectly because I will be covering the edges up. I'll do a little corner piece that will fit on in a while. So I'm going to carry on with this. It's going to take a while, but I've got to cover the entire roof. So I'll see you in a bit. I applied my base coat of black onto the roof, and then I got a bit carried away. I meant to actually film a couple of times during that process, but I was just enjoying myself too much. Now I went with the black undercoat and then with a couple of coats of the soft grey, which is the darker of the 3 grey shades that I've been using, and it has come out fabulously. I really should take my own advice and use a decent undercoat when I'm doing these. I then decided I'd stick the pieces of the chimney together, and I did the same colouring on the chimney. I didn't go for the lighter one that I've used on the house because it's far enough away that it isn't going to matter, and obviously some black paint on the actual chimney pots, and I stuck that and the window into place, and I am loving this roof. It isn't very obvious that I went for a shingle effect. You can see it in places, not in others. It depends on the light, where the light hits it. I don't care, it looks good. It looks okay on the house, and that is what matters. Obviously, I still need to give this a good distressing, which is going to be my next step. And that's actually the sort of, dare I say it, concerning step, because you spend all this time getting it looking good, and then if you want to distress it, you've then got to make it look not so good. So let's get this into place on here. Now this is a tight fit because of my corner pieces, but it does fit. You just have to get it lined up right. And as you can see, it looks pretty good. Obviously, the whole house looks incredibly clean, etc. So, distressing. Now, to do the distressing, my first go-to is a mix of black paint and water. This is my sort of standard dirtying mix. But what I found on this, on these houses, is that is quite good, gets into some of the gaps, etc. And then I need to go back and put some, well, something else. On the previous ones, I've gone with a very light grey, my storm cloud coloured paint, which looks white until it's up against white. But I think before I do any of this, I'm actually going to glue these shut. I don't know. I'm going to leave the shutters because I want to get some aging in between them without aging the shutters too much. That's why they're like that. I keep forgetting that there was method to my madness. And I do feel when I'm working in this scale a certain degree of madness, because everything's that small that it seems unreal. So I'm going to go and find my magic mixture, and I'm going to start applying some. I have distressed the outside. I've been all over it and I've given it an aging. I gave it a coat, as I said, of my watered down black paint, and then I've gone over it with Storm Cloud, which is a very pale grey, and it just gives it that very worn and weathered kind of a look. I may add some more yet because aging is never quite done. And I've also given it a name. Now, I don't know how well this is going to show up because I've used metallic stickers and then I went over it. I think it's showing up. And I've decided to call my establishment the Boar's Head. Now, I have reasons for this. Reasons that I'm not going to go into on camera because they're not altogether suitable for work. But it goes back to an old joke back when I was a student. And with what I've mentioned about what the upper floors of this building are going to be used for, I think that some of you might get it, and it's a case of if you know, you know. So anyway, the outside aging is done. I have stuck the shutters firmly into place because I just needed them to be nice and steady. I need to do the plaque. It's got to go there, and I can start on the inside. That's kind of cool. I'm really liking how this is looking though. It is really going to fit in well with my own version of Dead End. I feel like I've done about as much as I can to the outside of the Last Breath In, or the Boar's Head as mine now is. I've got to sort out the sign panel. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to actually put an image of a boar's head in here, or if I'm just going to make it look like there's something that's been dirtied up. I'm still debating that. So at the moment, that bit is going to stay on my table while I try and figure it out. However, I do want to have a little bit of a look at one of the 3D printed pieces that I bought from Petite Properties recently. Now, they've only been doing 3D printing for a few months, and I saw this piece and I just had to have it. It is a retro vacuum cleaner. It is the ubiquitous upright Hoover that sort of defines an age. Now, it's a very tiny little piece, and I'm going to give painting this a bit of a go. So all I'll say is wish me luck. I'm going to find a fine brush and a couple of suitable colours. I know what colours I need. I'm just hoping that I've either A, got them, or can B, mix them up myself. It needs to be a sort of blue and a grey, because I think this is supposed to be the what's classed as a senior as opposed to the junior model. At least that's what I think. I've left it in the bag for now because yeah, it's tiny, but I'll just take this out so you can hopefully get a better look. And you can see I've got my little upright hoover, and we will be sorted with. Now this isn't going to go into the last breath in, this is going to go into Angman's Holt. I think it'd be absolutely perfect to fit into the living kitchen space that I've got in there. So that's what I'm aiming for. So I'm going to go off and apply some paint, and I'll show you how I get on. And here we have it, one painted. Zoom in a bit and see if I can get it to actually show up a bit better. One painted hoover. Hang on. It's going to work. Is that better? No, it's not wanting to focus on the hoover. It is entirely wanting to focus on the background. But as you can see, I've now got a nice painted hoover, and I like it. Considering that this is so small, it is a pretty good model. And yeah, I think it's going to fit in nicely in my scene. So there we have it. One finished roof, one nicely distressed exterior, and of course my freshly painted hoover. I have really enjoyed working on the 1/48 scale project. I'm absolutely desperate to work on some of the kits that I've had so far from the Advent calendar, and really looking forward to sharing those with you because there's some great stuff this year. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say, is there's some great stuff this year. So watch out for that video, which will be coming after Christmas. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, comment and subscribe. Consider sharing the video if you like it that much. And of course, remember to ring that notification bell. That'll give you the best chance of finding out when I put up a new video. That's if you don't follow me over on Facebook, where I try to post the link, but sometimes I just forget. I'm going to be honest, I just forget. However, until next time, bye.